All right, and I am going to get this slideshow started. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Giving me a heads up. Okay, awesome. All right, so you asked for it, you got it, Toyota. Let me move some stuff over so I can manage this. Okay. So we wanted to talk about how to target your Facebook friends in your niche, mainly because you want to grow your list to grow your income. So tonight, that is what we're talking about. You will have to forgive me because I have inherited a little bit of cough over the last couple of days. So we will get through this though, because it's a good training, guys. So everybody make sure you take some notes. All right, so how to target your Facebook friends in your niche. I found this cartoon and it was actually very, very fitting. It says, I have hundreds of friends on Facebook I've never met. And don't we all? And the old man saying, well, when I was young, they were called imaginary friends. And it just kind of reminded me that, you know, as children, we all did have imaginary friends that we talked to and played with. And that's kind of how, you know, we're probably treating some of our Facebook friends, at least a good portion of them. You know, we're putting them away in the closet of our telephone and only bringing them out to play when we feel like it, you know, because maybe we're busy with other things that we're doing. We're talking to, you know, a certain number of friends on a regular basis. And then we have that list of friends that, you know, they pop up every now and then. But if you truly want success online, you have to nurture that list. You know, and it's not one of those things that you can just put it away in the closet of your phone, as I put it. It means you have to actually be a real friend. And, you know, I think that's one reason why so many people have trouble with Facebook that are network marketers, because they want to treat it like a place to advertise. And Zuckerberg decided that he wanted his platform to be a place for people to make friends, and he puts the hammer down on that kind of stuff. So it's his business, and that's how he wants to run it, and we have to play that game. But in real, you know, if you get real with yourself, when you're creating relationships, no matter where you do it, don't you want it to be a real relationship? I mean, really, I mean, you want it to be one of those situations where if you're talking to somebody either on Facebook or you run into them out in public, that you actually have some kind of connection with that person. So how do we decide who we're going to be friends with? Guys, sorry, I'm going to have to turn on my fan. I'm about to die in here. It's too hot. So how do we decide who to be friends with? It's actually really simple. You make friends with the people that you like and the people that you have common interests with. And these are folks that you're likely to, you know, connect with on a deeper level, and they'll stick with you in the long run because they are the kind of people that you have something in common with. But they don't have to have everything in common with you. But you do need to find some sort of connection. It can either be personal or it could be business that brings you together as friends. You know, I want you guys to kind of stop and think, maybe with about 2 or 3 people really quick that are on your friends list. What's that common core? Is it something personal? You know, do you both like music? Or are they strictly a business connection? You know, what is it that connects you with that person? And just kind of think about that, you know, like think about your top people that you talk to on a regular basis. And then if you can kind of get the idea of while you're connected with them, it'll kind of help you to connect further down the road when you're making brand new friends. Okay, so how do I form a connection with people I don't know? You have to do your research. If you just randomly start adding anyone and everyone, you'll find that you have a page full of people that do not engage with you. And what do I mean by engage with you? I mean, they don't like your stuff, they don't comment, they don't share anything. You message them on Messenger, they don't answer you back. They just don't engage. They have nothing, you know, they just added you because they wanted a number. And the way that Facebook used to work, it used to be that the more friends you had, the more Facebook would show your page out. But now it's gone to engagement. So if you have 5,000 friends, and say only 300 of those friends actually engage with you, then what happens is Facebook says, okay, out of these 300 friends, I might show this post to 10% of those 300. So it's not about the numbers now, it's about having higher number of engaging people. So more people liking your stuff, more people commenting, and more people sharing. Well, how do you get that? You get that by giving it. You have to give those likes, comments, and shares to get them back. And I found this Pooh statement, and I thought it was just so fitting for this, because Piglet says, how do you spell love? And Pooh says, you don't spell it, you feel it. Well, when your friends on Facebook see that you're liking and commenting and sharing, they get that warm, fuzzy feeling. And then you become somebody that they want to comment, like, and share with when they see one of your posts. So, I mean, it's not really a tit for tat. It's really about forming that relationship. And that's where people are missing the mark on Facebook. They just think it's a place to play, post random things, and they just really don't ever connect with anybody that's on their friends list, not on any kind of deeper level. So like I said, the more engagement that you give, the more you'll get back. And you know, that's why it's key, is because of the way Facebook is doing their percentage of sharing, engaging people. Okay, so if you understand that, then you know how to work your Facebook page. So how do you know who's going to engage with you? You don't. Plain and simple. You can do your best bet. You can do your research. You can think that you have something in common with them. But when it comes down to brass tacks, people get lazy. They may make friends with you, then they don't engage right away, and then they forget that you're even on their list because you didn't engage with them. So my suggestion to you is, if you make a new friend on Facebook, if you can, some people block this from happening, but if you can, post on their page right away, hey, thank you for the friends request, or thank you for accepting me as a friend. And then also message them, hey, thanks so much for connecting, or thanks so much for answering my friend request. Say hi when you've got a minute, and try to get those people talking to you. You want to go on their page and check out some of their posts and like and comment and share. You know, do as much as you can to get that initial engagement going. You know, don't be overbearing and asking weird questions right off the bat, but you know, just take it slow. and just be yourself. Just be a nice person. But after several attempts to get new friends to engage, if they don't, just move on. You know, don't let yourself get stuck into attempting to engage the same person over and over and over and over and over. If they're not interested, they're just not interested, but they're probably just too lazy to delete you. So delete them, because they're bringing down your numbers. And in this, you know, basically our Facebook pages, even though they're our personal pages, they're also our business, because we really do connect more with people on our personal page than we do our fan page or business page, whatever you want to call it. Because the personal page is where people learn about you and what you're about and your family and what you do for vacation. And so that's where they really do get to know you. And so you want those numbers on your personal page to stay as high as they possibly can. Okay, so if they won't have a conversation with you in Messenger, they're very unlikely to share or comment or do anything on your posts. So, you know, don't feel bad about deleting them. If you tried your best to engage them, don't feel bad about it. Just get them off. They're a number at that point. So most of you already have a long list of people that you need to clean up. So I want to look at how we can do this strategically, because there is a little bit of method to the madness here. All right. So I already have a list. How do I decide what to remove? And I think this picture is really fitting, because if you have a big long list, that's what you're going to look like when you get finished trying to clean it out. Because this is a process. You know, most people make the mistake of not nurturing their list to start with. So now when you have to go back and look at this, you have to decide who has to be off your list because they're not engaging. And so what you have to do is you have to look at the history of each person. And I'm going to be honest with you, I have almost 5,000 friends. I clean my list regularly, but it is very hard sometimes to remember every single person on that list. It gets to the point that to keep that list engaged, it is really becoming sometimes a chore. You know, it really does, because you think about it. Could you message 5,000 people in one day? Hell no, not happening. Not unless you don't have a life and you don't sleep. I mean, it's just not possible. So how do you engage with that many people? You know, it's almost to the point that having that many people on your friends list doesn't do you any good. So don't feel bad if you have your friends list up that high and you need to drop it down to 2,000 people. You know, a lot of people will be like, oh my God, I can't lose all these people. Well, if they're not engaging with you, you're not losing anything. You know, so really think about it that way. So here's what you do to strategically handle the removal of people. So if you never tried to talk to them, try to engage them now. As you're going through the list, try to engage them now. If they don't respond after several attempts, just go on and delete them. If you have spoken to them, but it's been a long time, you're going to try to re-engage them by telling them something new you're doing, or you can just say hi. You know, hey, it's been a while. I saw your name pop up on my list, and it's really been a while since we talked. Wanted to see how you were doing. Hope you had a happy holiday. This is a perfect time to kind of re-engage people who you haven't spoke with in a while. So all you have to say is, did you have a good Thanksgiving? You know, I hadn't talked to you in a while. How did it go? So the key to this, guys, is just being human. You know, people kind of miss that mark sometimes. They become the computer salesperson, and it's just like rote messages that they paste on people's walls or they paste in Messenger, and they forget the human part of that. And I'll be honest with you, if anybody ever messages me, hey, I just joined so-and-so, here's my link, check it out. Well, okay, that's fine, but you didn't say hello to me. You didn't say, how are you doing? You didn't care about what was going on with my day. You didn't care if I needed that type of product or not. You had no conversation with me whatsoever other than to say, here, buy my shit. And I don't play buy my shit. What I do play is delete your ass. Okay? So I just don't like that. If you can't be human, we don't need to do business. That's just how I am. Point blank. Okay. So I already have a list. How do I decide who to remove? So this is a little bit more of a guideline that you guys can follow. These are people who can be out of here immediately. If you're looking at their profile and they're super political, they're overly religious, or they post offensive pictures, delete their butts. You know, so basically, Aaron, you might get deleted tonight. Just saying. If they're from a third world country, and I'm not saying this to be prejudiced against anybody, it's just kind of a fact. I found that people that are from Nigeria, Africa, Iran, just for an example, but you know, basically these third world countries, they typically have either something to sell or they're a fake profile, one of the two. So just don't waste your time. You don't have that kind of time to waste. If you see that they're from a third world country, just delete them. You really will have more luck doing business with people that are in the United States, Canada, England, you know, places like that, Germany. All right, so also anyone without a picture, if they don't care enough about their account to be bothered to put a photo on there, I won't accept their friend's requests. Because number one, what are you hiding? You know, why don't you have a picture of yourself up there? Makes me think that that could possibly be a fake account as well. And then also, people that you check out, say, you know, they're actually already on your friends list, and they haven't posted in 4 or 5 months. Well, guess what? If they're not on Facebook, they can't engage with you, so they're definitely bringing your numbers down. You know, if it's family, you kind of have to make up your mind about that, but if it's somebody who doesn't regularly get on, post, comment, share, my feelings are they need to go. They're out of here. All right, so something I have found, it's going to help you guys. It's called the Facebook Friend Remover 2017 tool, and it's on Google. You have to be on Google Chrome to use this. So what I want you guys to do is make sure when you go to install this that you use the link that I put here, and I'll also put this underneath the video link when I post it in the back office, because there's several tools out there. There's a 2018, I think there was a different 2017, but this is the one that you want. And what it's going to do is once you follow this link, it's going to ask you to add the extension. It's going to come up in Google and ask you to add the extension. You click add extension, and then it's going to put a little icon on your toolbar. And so when you're ready to use the tool, you just go to your toolbar and click the icon, and it opens up. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. This is the Friend Remover Pro. It's absolutely free, and it's very, very helpful. So when you're using this, what I want you to do is make sure that you have a notebook available to yourself so you can actually kind of make a little list, and also open up 2 tabs of Facebook. Like you can see, here's a tab. Open up another tab of Facebook so you can have one that you're using the Friend Remover on, and then you can have one that you're actually, you're going to have a tab that you're using Friend Remover on, and then you're going to have 2 tabs of Facebook, because you want to be able to view profiles and search as well. So you would have one where you're actually doing the Facebook search, and then the other one where you can actually click and view profiles. So it helps to kind of have 2 tabs open so you can quickly go back and forth to where you need to. So as you're looking at your list, it's going to, when you open this up, it's going to automatically populate your friends list. And you can see here it's got a scroll bar, so you can just keep scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. And so when you find people that you want to remove, you can just click and it'll put them over here in the selected. But if you find somebody who you're like, I'm not sure who that is, you can take that name, come up here to your open tab, search their name and their profile, and that way you can actually try to get, a little bit more information about who they are, how you're connected, that kind of thing. So I got the question, do you recommend doing this with people who have liked our fan page as well as the personal account? Actually, I want you guys to start with your personal account. But yes, I do recommend at some point we're going to need to do this for the fan page. You cannot use the Friend Remover for your fan page, though. This is only for your personal page. It will not populate a fan page. But cleaning the list on your business fan page will probably need to be done as well. And the reason for that is because you're advertising to that list. And when you're advertising, you definitely don't want money going out towards accounts that you know will never have, never be a buyer. All right, so back to what we were talking about. As you're actually looking at people on the friends list, decide, do they need to be deleted? Research them a little bit. After you researched them, if you decide you want to keep them, right now is the time to go ahead and send that message in Messenger and try to re-engage them. But then what I want you to do is, on your notebook, make a list, today's date, who you tried to re-engage. So that way, by the end of the week, you can go back and look, okay, on Monday, I talked to Sally and she didn't message me back. Let me try one more time. Write Sally's name down on Friday's list. A couple more days, write her name down. If you keep seeing her name, if you keep going back and you keep seeing her name, delete her off. Because if she's not responding, you don't need to have her on your list. Okay, so like I said, you can use this as a way to delete friends and actually help you re-engage with people that you haven't engaged with in a long time. And also those that have never engaged at all, in the past that you've tried to engage them, you posted on their page, they've just never engaged. That would be somebody that, you could just go ahead and take off the list. It's a personal choice though, guys. So go through this at your discretion. Okay, so one other consideration that I want you to have. you might want to consider creating a family and friends personal Facebook page. Why? Because typically family and friends do not engage with business posts unless they're business minded. Very few do. And they tend to be negative towards business posts. And so, like, you know, when you do see them in person, get them on the phone, whatever, why are you always posting stuff about business? I get so sick of seeing that on your page. You know, I've heard that myself. I'm not sure about you guys. They typically are the ones that are going to make comments on your post to embarrass your butt. And 9 times out of 10, they have the goods to do it with. Okay, so that's a huge reason to get people off, you know, fans, certain friends and family off your personal page that you do business on. So if you create that friends and family page, you can actually make that about things they care about. Family events, things that you've done, out to dinner pictures, you know, the things that they won't mind. And so, like, when you're sharing on your business personal page, is what I call it, and you're sharing on your family personal page, you can still share, you know, like, we went out to dinner, we went to the beach, you know, we went and did this fun thing, we went to the movies, whatever, because you want to show lifestyle, but also your family wants to see what you're up to as well. But it just negates them from having to see when you make business posts. So I understand it means another page to manage. But if you're having issues with family and friends, making comments, doing things of that nature, and of course they're not engaging, and you have a lot of family and friends on your page, like I kind of counted up, I probably have about 300 people on my page that, you know, they're just related to me, or maybe they went to high school with me and they never say anything. So, you know, that's a consideration that I'm having to make right now as well. So, like I said, this is a very personal decision, but it's something to think about, and it's an option. Okay. So now that you've cleaned your account, what do you do? So now it's actually time to make new and targeted friends. So if you have not gone over and studied the customer avatar training that we did and leveraged affiliates, now is the time to go back and look at that training. Or if you just need a really good refresher, because you need to know who your customer avatar is. Otherwise, when you're trying to make friends, you're not going to be in the right place. So you want to target friends that would be interested in your niche offer. So you have to know who those buyers are. So let's reason this out a little bit. What do your buyers look like? You know, you can quickly assess your possible friends and rule them out, in or out. Sorry, guys. Money loves speed. So this is something that you don't want to spend a lot of time on, but you do want to try to do this at least, I would say at least every 2 weeks. You know, making sure that you're going through your profiles, making sure that, you know, you're connecting with people. And then, of course, this is something that you almost have to do daily when you're getting friends requests. Okay, so just think of this as something that you kind of going to do really quick, make a decision, and move on. So the best way to rule somebody in or out is to review their profile. So they send you a friends request, you go check out their profile. For me, and for most people, like I'm a woman, so I get a lot of widowed men. I don't know why all these women are dying, but they are. If they're single and they have like hearts and flowers all over their profile, they're from overseas and they have very little info on their page, just rule them out, okay? Just rule them out and move on. If they look interesting, then you need to dive a little deeper. Scroll down their page. If they've blocked you from not being able to see anything that they post, I don't accept their friends request. I want to know what your page looks like. I want to know the kind of things that you're posting on your page, because it's possible for my friends to see your stuff if I share something of yours. So even though I might share a really cool business article onto my page, if my friends go check you out and then you're full of political nonsense or, you know, some kind of ISIS stuff on your page or something like that, then my friends are going to think, who in the world is Wendy friends with? What's going on? So really do your due diligence and make sure, you know, who you're accepting as a friend. So if I can't take that deep dive into their page, and I'm not talking about spending tons of time there, I'm just talking about scrolling down for just a minute or two. Just check out, you know, maybe their last 10 or 15 posts. Look at what they do for a living, you know, what kind of information do they have there, and then make a decision and try to start a conversation with them. So, for example, if I look at somebody's profile and she's a grandma, I see lots of grandma, you know, lots of grandkids pictures, you know, I might message her and say, hey, you know, I see you're a grandma, I am too. Your grandkids are so cute. How many do you have? That leaves her with a question that she has to answer back to me. So it's a reciprocal conversation. I want to make a statement, but I want to leave her with a question she has to reply to. If she doesn't reply, okay, maybe, you know, a week from now, I might see something else on her page. Make a comment, do the same thing, make a statement, ask a reciprocal question, wait for a reply. And I kind of have the 3 strikes you're out rule. You guys have to judge that for your own. But if I comment or message to you, if I send you a message 3 times and you're a brand new friend and you don't engage with me, 3 strikes you're out, buddy, you know, gone. Because, you know, if I've talked to you 3 separate times and you're not answering me whatsoever, obviously you weren't really interested in being friends. So I just kind of do the baseball rule. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. Who are your buyers? Everybody's so different. Got grandma, the 30-something dude, maybe the disabled vet, the middle-aged mom, jock boy, warehouse clerk, young mom, gang member, skateboard kid, construction guy, on-the-go professional girl, and then a young professional girl. You know, so you can see all kinds of different profiles on Facebook. So how do you know? So we're gonna dive into this a little bit about how you could find some commonality with each one of these profiles. So we're gonna come back to that in a minute. All right, so your homework. Oh, did y'all miss me? Because Erin hasn't been given homework. So we're going to go through your Facebook profiles. You're going to clean your list using the Facebook friend removal tool. Don't forget to have a notebook handy and open 2 tabs of Facebook so you can go back and forth between the profiles and review them quickly. As you're reviewing profiles, start conversations with those that you've either never talked to or haven't talked to in a while. Delete any that need to be deleted. And then before you start, I want you to kind of take a look at the number of Facebook friends you have. Like maybe tonight, just write down the number. And then before you start working on the list, you know, make sure you have that down. And then at the end, you know, just say if you take a day on the weekend and just start going through your list, look at how many you removed. You're going to find so many dead profiles, you will not believe it. And then also consider creating and moving your friends and family to another personal Facebook profile. Okay? And so before we go back and talk about how to engage different people, I wanted to let you know that next week's training we're going to be talking about how to use Facebook search to target friends. And then also we're going to talk about joining groups. And then we're going to have some scripts to use when talking to Facebook friends. And then we're going to discuss a little bit about using Messenger to grow your business. Okay? So with that said, we're going to go back to the slide, and then everybody can unmute themselves. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we can connect with the different people. Okay, so you can all at one time or one at a time or whatever. Tell me somebody on this list that if you came across their profile, how would you start a conversation with them?
I'll start. If I came across somebody like a 30-something dude, and I hadn't talked to him in a while, or maybe never, because I've never talked to him, I say, hey, it's Jan Fansler. Great to see you on my page. Just curious, what do you do for a living?
Okay. What do you have in common with him?
I used to be 30, but I've never been a dude, so who knows?
Okay. So
it would depend on what's on his profile, for one thing.
There you go.
Stuff on the profile, and then see if there's anything I can, you know, have in common with him, or at least talk to him about.
Okay, so say maybe your sister's son is that age.
Okay.
You could say something like, oh, I saw that you just bought this blue car. My nephew just was looking at that car. You know, you see what I'm saying?
I got you.
Find something that you can relate back to.
So find something that's important to them and then relate back to it with something that you've got in common.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Okay, so like how could we relate maybe to we kind of went over grandma. Erin, you take this one. How about a disabled vet?
Mm-hmm.
Can't hear you. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. You don't have a microphone. Aaron's got a new system, guys, so evidently he doesn't have a microphone. He just realized that. Okay, so a disabled vet. Maybe I would, if I was talking to that person, I would say, I noticed from your profile that you're a veteran. Thank you very much for your service. And, you know, my husband served 100 years in the military. And he's getting ready to retire this summer. And just wanted to connect with you, you know, something of that age. Let's see. How about Helen?
Mm-hmm.
How would you talk to a warehouse clerk?
How long you been doing this?
Huh?
How long you been doing this warehouse clerk position?
Okay, but what do you have in common with him?
Not too much. Warehouse clerk.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Vicki.
Okay. I said, how do you do this when you have, like, I still have a couple thousand friends. I've really tried to delete a lot of them.
Yeah.
They are, you know, like you said, non-relevant or whatever. But I mean, to connect with each one of these people, and I don't know who to have interest in. I don't know who to, I mean, I have no idea where to start with this.
Well, that's what we're kind of going over right now, is trying to find that commonality so you can actually connect with people. So Helen, think about a warehouse clerk. Have you ever had to package a bunch of packages and mail them off?
Long time ago, yeah.
Okay, so you've had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, well, I see that you're a warehouse clerk. Wow, I don't know how you do that. I just don't think I could do that job, because I remember a few years back when I had to send out 30 packages for my husband's company one time. And that was crazy, trying to get all of that stuff out to the post office. So how long have you been a warehouse clerk?
Oh, okay.
Difference in that conversation?
See, I'm too much in your face. I want to know how long you've been doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like it? I mean,
yeah.
how long have you been doing it?
But that way, the way that if you find that common thing,
Mm-hmm.
but have that same question, do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then they're more likely to answer you versus the, you know, oh, I see you're a warehouse clerk. How long have you been doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, make something relatable, something where you show that you have some empathy for them, then, you know, you've actually created some type of connection. So
Isn't this different than attraction marketing? In fact, where you're going to get people that are interested in what you have. I mean, or am I going to just pick this out of my couple thousand friends and try to, you know, I mean, I could go on and on forever with all these people that just say hi, you know, or I like your page, or, I mean, wouldn't it be better? I mean, how does this relate to the attraction marketing?
okay, this is a little different than attraction marketing, Vicki.
Uh-huh.
We're actually working through a list that you've lost the engagement from. Attraction marketing at this point would not do you any good, because they're not going to see your page anyway.
So this is really about taking the same amount of people we've got right now, and if they're non-engaging people, Facebook is saying, I don't care what you put up there, we're only going to show this to maybe 10 people because people are engaging with your stuff. Is that what
Right.
you're saying?
Exactly. So if you're using an attraction marketing stance, you know, you're creating videos, you're creating curiosity posts, it doesn't matter what you do. If you've lost the engagement with the people that are on your list, Facebook is only going to show it to a certain amount of people. And of course, you definitely want to be doing attraction marketing. You know, you want to create curiosity posts. You want to do the Facebook Lives that will help build your engagement. But to clean your list, and this is something that, you know, we're not going to have time to do it every single day of the week. But this is something that, you know, maybe you take one day every 2 weeks and you work on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the conversations that I'm trying to teach you guys to have now, they're for new friends, because not only do you have your list that's old and maybe you've got people that aren't engaging on it, you've got new friends coming in sending you friends requests.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the approach to take with the new friends as well. Before you accept them as a friend, go check out their page. If you think that you can find some commonality with them, then accept them and have a conversation. But I want you guys thinking about different ways that you can have commonality with somebody, because if I said only accept friends that you have things in common with, and you looked at this warehouse clerk, and just like Helen just said, I said, well, what do you have in common with him? She said, nothing. So she would have deleted him.
Mm-hmm.
But if she thought about it for a minute, like we just did, we found something that she did have in common with him. She has empathy for his job because she had to take 30 packages to the post office, and it was one of the worst experiences of her life. And she really doesn't know how he does it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So she created some commonality. But like, say you come across a gang member,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and I mean full blown. They sent you a friend request. They got the hood thing on, you know, they got the colors, they got all the stuff going on their profile. What would you do with that?
I'd
Seriously,
delete it.
most people would. But I'm wondering if you had a conversation with that person, maybe not accept the friend's request, but just message them and say, you know, it looks like maybe we don't have very much in common, but I'm wondering if you would like to know ways that you can actually improve your life. Maybe that gang member is actually looking for a way out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that person would be interested in something that they could do online to pull them out of it.
This seems to me like to go through, like I said, it's such a list of so many people, and to find a few people that you have in common with, and even if you engage with them and get to be friends with them, who knows if they're going to be interested in your product? I'm getting how in the world would it be that you could move forward a little quicker and maybe make a sale, or maybe find people that are interested in what we are? For me, it would be the Elite Marketing Pro. That's what I'm
Okay, we don't talk about what we're promoting, but let me see if I can reframe this for you, Vicki.
Can I tell a quick story, Wendy? This might help.
Okay, sure.
In a former network marketing company I was in, one of the top people in the company, a six-figure earner, she was a single mother who had a job at a discount cigarette store. That's what she did. She sold cigarettes for a living to get enough money to pay her little apartment and keep her kid and herself going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every day when she had to go back into her neighborhood, she had to drive through what she called the hood, where the gang boys hung out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't know a lot of people other than customers coming in the cigarette store. So she decided, you know, these guys are kind of like the network marketers. They recruit people. They go out and, you know, get people interested in their deal. So maybe I could get some pointers from them. So she actually went and started talking to the different gangs in her neighborhood, different boys in the hood, and started asking them about this. They were like, what are you talking about? And she was like, well, you know, like when you recruit people, do you guys make money off your recruits, or do you get them to go out and do stuff to get money for you? And is what they're doing legal, or, you know, not? And they were like, well, no, it ain't legal, man. It's, you know, we're the crooks, or whatever they said. But she was like, well, what if I could show you a way that you could go and use all those recruitment skills and end up making more money than you could ever make doing what you're doing now, and you eliminate the possibility of getting a bullet through your head. Honey, she turned that little gang club membership into her 6-figure income because they started recruiting other gangs in the community, and before you knew it, she had a downline full of every gang member in the region.
Yeah.
And she was like, not only did I have great people with great recruitment skills, but listen, she said, I don't have to worry about anywhere I go. I got protection, baby. You know,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, when it comes to looking at somebody like that, had I not known her story, when I saw that, I'd been like, I'll delete the rascal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing her story and how she was able to use her people skills and, like you said, finding something she had in common, she's recruiting but different ways, and she recognized their talent for recruiting, and she was able to turn that into a win-win for her and definitely a win for those gang members. Because I saw her story again about 3 years ago, and she said not all of them had left those gangs, right? They still, some were in the gang. But she said for the most part, she said, I can tell you at least 72% of the people that were in a gang when they started with me have left the gang, and this has become their community for going forward and improving their life. And those people go out into different communities now and speak to younger kids about the choices that they can make and things that are out there that give them different options. So
Yeah.
I thought that was really powerful.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
And I think I understand where Vicky's coming from. She's looking at this as a time issue.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, because she's limited in time and being able to do everything that she needs to do. And we're all in that boat, Vicky. But let me tell you, if you don't take the time to view profiles as new friends requests come in,
Mm-hmm.
and then next week we're actually going to show you how to go and target better friends on your list. But you do have to take the time to clean that list that you have off, because Vicki and I kind of had a private meeting, and she's got a list of people that they're not going to be engaging and they're not going to be buyers.
Okay.
And so she's got a lot of work ahead of her.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be so easy just to move on, do curiosity posts, do Facebook Lives, and just not worry about those. And it's okay if you want to just hit that list, you know, like every once a month or every few weeks or however often that you have time to work on deleting the old ones. But what you need to do moving forward is making sure that you don't accept what I would consider bad accounts. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you really want to make sure that you do the research, check out the profiles, figure out a way to have something in common with them before you accept them as a friend. So this is just kind of like making friends 101, Vicki. And then next week, we're going to move on to actually targeting people in Facebook and then targeting groups and things of that nature. But the cleaning the list part is just one of those suck-ass things that has to be done.
And I've done a lot of it. I still have a lot. I still have thousands of people on there, thousands of. The other thing, though, every time I delete somebody or unfriend them, I have to go all the way down the list again. Is there any way to stop the list and go back right where you left off? That's very time consuming because I have to go through the whole list again every time.
Well, if you use, for some reason my page won't pull up. If you use the Space Friends tool that I just told you about.
Well, that I haven't done yet.
That's going to help eliminate a lot of stuff because you can see I've got 3 rows of people here.
Mhm.
And I can just scroll down. Okay, and so the people that you don't engage with the most are going to be at the bottom. And see how much.
But again, how do I know, other than what I've kind of been going on, is the people with the funny names that I think are from third world countries. All
Yeah.
right. If I look at this list, how do I know who to remove? I mean, I don't.
That's what we just went over. You know, is you've got to look at their profiles and check.
Oh my God, 3,400 people here on this list, and I got to look at each profile? I'll be dead before I get all that done.
Well, you don't have to look at every profile because you might know who Kim is, you might know who Christy is, you might know who Alicia is, but he's this admin author. Okay, so I don't even know who that is. So I might put them on the list, but before I delete them, the reason I said to have extra tabs opened up for Facebook is what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to go admin author. Sorry, this is slower because we're on Zoom. For some reason, it's not even.
Okay, so there looks like there's some foreign stuff here. So, okay, so you're going to remove him.
Okay, I see what it is. I didn't spell it right. Hold on. Okay, so admin author. Let's check this out. You can see, okay, I'm friends with this person, but what I want to do is I just want to click this right here, take a quick look. I've got 54. Helen, I'm going to mute you, okay? They've got 54 friends, but, you know, what are they posting? Okay. That doesn't look like anything that I would care about. I don't have any. Because, see, like I said, I'm still working on getting the dud accounts off of my account. I have almost 5,000 people. So it takes time. But if I find that one, just let it be. Let it go off. And they're really...
So you want to look at people that are actually mentioning that they're looking for an online business or they're looking for some kind of an entrepreneurial thing, or you're going to, I mean... What's the percentage of that of all these
Okay,
people?
all right. Well, let's just take this girl right here, Katrina. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's just take her. Katrina, just go. Here we go.
She's selling some kind of boutique handbag here. Okay.
No, that was the other profile. Okay, so I'm going to look at her profile. Obviously, she's from the United States. She's from Michigan. She's married. I can see that she's doing something entrepreneurial. She's posting some type of product. Looks like she's doing some lifestyle stuff. Probably into makeup, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So from her profile, I can tell that she's an entrepreneur, right? Would y'all all
Okay.
agree? Okay. And so one thing I can do is I can check, I can hit that message button. Look at there. I've never messaged her. So what would I do? I would send her a message to connect with her. If she didn't reply after a few days, I would message her again. If I've messaged her 3 times over the span of a month, then I'm going to delete her. And I'm going to write that down on a note, you know, that I've messaged this person and to keep checking back on her profile.
And what are you going to say? Hi, how are you? I see that you've got some entrepreneurial interests, or, I mean,
No, no. You
no.
want to connect on a personal level. You can see that she's got entrepreneurial interests, but that's not how you want to connect. You want to connect by saying, okay, let's see here. Oh, I see you used to work at a children's hospital in Michigan. My
Okay,
cousin
I'm an
lives.
RN too, so that might
Okay.
be.
All right, my cousin lives in Michigan, or I used to be an RN, or, you know, okay, she's from Monroe, Michigan. Oh, I see you're from Monroe, Michigan. My husband's from Monroe, Louisiana, you know, or something like that. Just
Okay.
find something to start a human conversation. Don't come dead at them with business stuff, because all they're going to do is be like, oh, she's just trying to sell me something. I ain't talking to her.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to take a minute, check out these profiles, see if you can find anything that you have in common. If it looks like a good profile, great. Accept their friend request, or if they're already on the page, leave them be. Check to see if you've ever spoke to them. If you haven't, start a conversation. Write their name down so you know to go back and check. And I understand, guys, this sucks. It is something that is a task, but the friends removal tool will make it easier. The reason why is, I don't know if you've ever tried to go down the friends list in Facebook, but it is so slow. Yes, Jan's doing the hang yourself maneuver, because it is so super slow. But in this one, you can just sit here and scroll, scroll, scroll. And then, like, when you do have a lot of friends, the ones you're active with are always at the top. So in this case, I can go all the way to the bottom, and I can work from the bottom up, because I know that these are people that I haven't had a conversation with either ever or in a really long time. And I can tell you, just looking at this page right here, I only recognize maybe 2 names. It's been that long since I've talked to them. So, you know, y'all ain't alone. You just have to do this. You know, I have taken like a full Saturday and just sat down and worked on it. And I was able to get 200 or 300 people off in a day. You know, so it's something that you just have to hit up as you have time. You know, but if you will start creating conversations with the people that you're friends with, it takes time now, but this time is an investment, because the people that you become friends with today will do business with you down the road. You don't become friends overnight to where people will do business with you without having some type of relationship. Because it's like, okay, Jan and Helen, unmute yourselves. Jan and I became friends through EMP.
Yep.
Jan knew Helen
Mm-hmm.
from EMP. They had formed a relationship. Jan and I had formed a relationship. When Jan found out about the coaching program, she told Helen about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jan had a relationship with me, she was able to tell Helen about me. Well, now Helen has a relationship with me.
Mm-hmm.
And Helen's gone out and told other people about this group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the down line of putting the time and the effort into making those relationships and making them solid. I mean, if you want to do business, like, other people do business on Facebook, go right ahead. Do not listen to me, but I'm telling you, if you will take the time to actually be a human, and that's all you really have to do, is just be human. Get out there and just show people who you are as a person. You know, like Helen is so loving and caring, and she loves her family, and she loves for everybody to come visit her.
Yeah.
She can't stand it when she's by herself. Facetious. I'm being facetious, but you know, she's just one of those. She's the entertainer, you know, and I'm the type of person that I'm loving and I'm caring, but I want to do it from, you know, the computer. You know, if you want to come and visit, there's a hotel right down the road. Let's go out to dinner. You know,
That's funny.
everybody has their own thing, their own personality, their own way of connecting with people. But nobody, I don't know anybody on this earth that likes to feel like they have business stuff shoved down their throat.
No.
Y'all,
No.
I'm gonna stop sharing, guys. So that is basically my number one thing, is when you're doing this, just be human. That's all it really takes. That and time.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was a great training tonight, Wendy.
the time part sucks. I understand that, guys, but it is well worth the investment.
But that tool that you just showed us, I didn't even know that was out there.
Yeah.
And man, I've done go through me.
Yep.
You never get done.
Nope.
But with this, man, this is awesome. And I was going to ask you, you had recommended to have the one personal page for family and friends, and then one that's more business contacts, right?
Yeah.
I'm still getting a lot of business contacts requesting friends on the family side. So I've been just sending them a message in Messenger and say, hey, look, I really appreciate the friend request. However, this page I'm trying to keep with family and friends. I've got another page that I think you would really enjoy much more. It's more business format. So here's the link to that. Hop over and ask for a friend request there.
You know what? Sorry, just about lost my voice. You know what one of my friends did? And this, it was so funny at first, but after I thought about it, I thought, oh man, this is smart. He created a separate Facebook personal page,
right,
and he named it some kooky name. And he sent all of his family and friends and said, hey, I'm sending you a friend's request from XYZ name. This is me. So everybody accepted it. But then when people go to search for Jan Fansler, they're not searching for this kooky name. You see what I mean? But all your friends and family know who you are.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you have
like
a nickname? Do you have a nickname that's your family?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you could do something like that.
But if you go back to the training, like how to make your first sale fast and how to do this, I mean, can you do some of that in conjunction with cleaning up these pages? So, you know, I guess I'm just really getting frustrated and want to get going. I want to do something other than, it just seems like I've been at this for months. And I know what you're saying. You have to friend people and all that. But, I mean, from what you're saying to do with the lists on Facebook, sounds like it would take forever and a day. Is there anything in the meantime I can do to start promoting things or start to, you know, I haven't been back. I've been cleaning up my page, but I haven't been back to the training in Elite Marketing Pro. And maybe I should get back to that. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is there something there I could do in the meantime to?
Okay.
I feel your pain, Vicki.
What?
And have I been through that same thing?
Yes.
How long have you been doing this, Jan?
Almost 2 years.
Okay.
You're getting a little ahead of yourself a little bit, Vicki, but I'm not telling you to spend every single day on deleting people from your list. What I am telling you, though, is maybe make one day a month that you address deleting people off your list. Okay? In the meantime, use these strategies that when somebody sends you a new friend request, that you check out their profile so you're not wasting time with people that you don't need to waste time with.
I got about 99 people asking me for friend requests, so I should start checking those out.
Yes, so start checking those out. If they're good, accept them and have a conversation with them. So that's where you start having a personal conversation. If you can find a want or a need that EMP can solve for them, then you talk to them about it. But you don't start right off with a business conversation. You have to start off more on a personal level. Otherwise, people are going to be very repelled. Because if you came at me immediately with, you know, hey, I see you're an entrepreneur and I have marketing education. Would you like the link, or here, let me send you my link or something like that? I'd be like, whoa, back up. You know, I want to have a conversation with you because I'm a person. I
kind of got that on my Facebook page, you know, like, oh, here's all this valuable information and da 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 da. And I've gotten thousands of likes, thousands of people, but I don't know if any of them are worth their salt. But somebody, I got over 2,000 likes on my Facebook page. And I can't imagine why nobody has signed up for the boot camp thing, because it's free.
Well, it's like I said, looking at the accounts that you have on your fan page, probably I would say 90% of them are not the kind of people you want on your fan page. But we're talking about your personal page right now, because your personal page is where you build your business to take it over to the business page. The training series that I'm doing starting today, which was part of it, through the month of December, is going to walk you through deleting friends, making new friends, targeting friends, talking to friends, which means talking to them about your offers. You know, so we are going through this process. Cool. So what I try to do is each week give you something that you can work on and something new that you can use to make the process easier. So this week just happens to be that I'm giving you the friend removal tool, but I'm also telling you to use that tool to talk to the people that you haven't talked to in a while. There's bound to be some people on your list that are good people to keep that you haven't had a conversation with.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
yeah.
Even though you're using attraction marketing, and these girls know that I preach this all the time, you cannot stop prospecting and recruiting just because you're using marketing tactics. Okay, so attraction marketing is a marketing tactic. Prospecting and recruiting is a totally different animal. You have to do both to build a solid business.
Okay.
That's just it. Now, let me ask you a question. If you guys had seen me on Facebook Lives and you'd seen...
Wait a minute. Say that again?
Okay. If you guys had seen me, you didn't know me. You don't know me from Adam. You'd seen me on Facebook Lives and you've seen some of the curiosity posts that I've done. And you messaged me and I never answered you. What would be your opinion?
Oh, bad.
Okay. So if I'm doing only attraction marketing
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not doing prospecting and recruiting, building a relationship, can you see how those two work together? Or they blow the hell up in your face and they work against you,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's no way to not do both.
That's it. Yeah, I'm having a little difficulty connecting with my coach. I mean, she finally answered me tonight about getting back with me, and she says, "I'm really sorry that you messed up your page, and maybe I misguided you, and blah 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 blah." But you know, I've emailed her several times, and yeah, I was starting to get a pretty negative opinion of that. So I don't know.
Wendy, I hate to cut short on you, but I'm going to have to hop off. But I did want to tell you, thank you so much for the nice training.
You're
It's
welcome.
awesome.
And you know what, guys? I got to do the same because I'm about to lose my voice totally.
Hey, Wendy, could you
Thank
take
you, Wendy.
Wendy, could you take over as my coach? I have one more call left on the thing. And could you be my regular coach or not?
Hi,
Well,
guys.
Thank you. That
Thanks.
was great, Wendy.
Thanks,
Nice to
Helen.
meet you, Helen. I don't think you were on last time. I'm
No, I
fairly new.
wasn't.
Yeah, great
Aw,
to meet you.
Thanks, Vicki. Same here.
Okay.
Take care, Neil.
Bye, y'all.
So what would that work for